from that person, and we're hugely indebted. Some of the goals as well, when we were speaking about figures, literally we would laugh at the start. Yeah, X amount a day in revenue, or by this week, or monthly figures, and we would literally laugh and make it seem like we weren't laughing because it was funny, but deep down we were laughing because we felt like it was funny. Because you only know what you believe, and when you have a certain image of what success is and what's achievable, because of lack of experience and lack of being able to imagine things, limited beliefs, you hit the nail on the head there. Then you can only accept a certain reality. But when your belief changes and your perception of what's possible changes, before you know it, opportunity of the world just opens up in front of your eyes.
To achieve, create these opportunities, you had to break out a lot of norms. And just that simple example of how you met your mentor, it was not just a case of luck of you just bumped into him. You set up that environment. You're willing to talk to people around you in a restaurant, and then willing to cover a bill, and then also coming across in a way that he's attracted to you guys and said, I want to repay you with a dinner, and seeing that energy. So I definitely believe luck is created.
Yep.
But beyond that, when you see breaking out of the norm where you are just dentists, and that was the box you were in, and you've completely shattered that box now.
Yeah.
But in doing so and breaking out of that box, you had to be willing to put yourself online and do other crazy things that maybe you guys understood because you're younger and you're in this social media generation, but not just the generation above and professors. I'm more thinking just immediate family and friends that maybe just didn't understand why you're taking this route instead of just head down and keep drilling and filling kind of thing, and breaking out from that norm. Did that have any
Definitely. I mean,
pushback?
Our parents and our family have always been extremely supportive throughout our journey, and we're forever thankful for that. We owe them loads. But the fact is, when you are creating content and you're coming out of your comfort zone, you do get frowned upon a little bit. And even if it's not indirectly, you can tell there's a bit of a vibe here where they're thinking, what's going on here? But the fact is, if you can't come out of your comfort zone and create content that's entertaining, you won't be noticed. It's just basically boring content that goes out there that nobody even notices. We have always kept to our principles though, and our culture. We haven't done these crazy things that you see online where people do. There was a guy that was running down a street in LA with pillows in his trousers, where it's like the most views video. I've seen that one. So nothing, exactly. Some cake was going on. Nothing like that. We've always stick towards our culture within our boundaries. So I guess there was a bit of what's going on here. However, they've understood. Look at the results. Look at how far it's got us now. Look at how being able to put ourselves out there. Look at the dividends it's paid back.
The last two questions I have is, the first one I want to come on to is, right now, people think they're innovating by doing what others have done because maybe it's not as common. And certain things I was seeing in the dental space 5 years ago when I was at university was using the online space to do before and afters, maybe just talking to the story. And that was working, and some people built a brand off that. Just nice before and afters, professional pictures, and being willing to talk to the camera. Now that has become so widespread, I think all of my classmates from when I graduated all have a Dr. XXX page and doing these before and afters, even with professional cameras, but nobody's getting traction anymore because the market evolves, the industry evolves, people evolve, and the customer also becomes immune to these things.
Yeah.
So talk to me about your approach now to still be innovating when it comes to dental-related content specific for your patients.
Yeah, there's a great book that I recommend everyone reads. It's by Seth Godin. It's called The Purple Cow. And it talks about marketing and how there's a curve of when people see you. And right at the start of that curve, it's called the early adopters. And if you can be an early adopter in your industry, you have the beginner's edge, basically. And you get there before everyone else. And when on Instagram, for example, we were there before any dentist. I'm talking 6-7 years ago, posting smile makeovers, promo videos, and very few dentists were on there. And like you said, over the last few years, everyone's got doctor before their name. And it's the same before and afters, and it's very, very repetitive. What we sell now is a result. We sell a desired person, a desired version. And when you go out to the marketplace, we do it on a day-to-day basis. You're looking at products and services that will increase your quality of life and how you feel about yourself. So we've switched from selling a result to selling a feeling, an increased level of status. I got my teeth done at YDS.
You made it a brand.
Status, we made it a brand, as opposed to just a treatment. One more thing though, just to mention, doing what Hussein said isn't enough on a massive scale. You have to somehow create your own marketplace as well. And that's why we trademarked nanofill composite bonding. Composite bonding is one of the most popular cosmetic treatments in the world, without a doubt. However, people didn't know before that composite can be of different types. So when a dentist takes composite, which is white filling material, puts it over your tooth to make the tooth bigger, more symmetrical, look nicer, they can use any type of composite. However, with nanofilled composite bonding, it's the most aesthetic, chip-resistant type of composite the dentist uses on your teeth. So you can rest assured you are getting the best of the best. Because we've trademarked that procedure and technique, you can only go to a Yorkshire Dental Suite clinic for that particular treatment. And it's these kind of angles that we do to build our own markets, which mean that we can be sustainable and grow in the future as well.
When it comes to buyer psychology, where a patient is a buyer, essentially, they're buying a high-ticket service, people mistake and think I need to sell them based on features, on how good this is or how good my clinic is or what machines I have or X, Y, Z. And funnily enough, the mistake dentists make is they'll put so much effort to get the best courses and make the most detailed anatomy of a tooth, and then to the patient, they would not be able to tell the difference.
Exactly.
They're just seeing a tooth at that point. So I think a part of it comes from like pride of let me show how good I am to other dentists. So they're making content for other dentists as opposed to for the patient. And when I see the buying psychology of a patient is, as